What's good, everybody? Urban Mauler back at you with another YouTube video. Now, yesterday I had the opportunity to go see Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And I'm gonna warn you, there will be spoilers. So if you're not trying to see any spoilers right now, I suggest you leave this video immediately, okay? If you don't mind a spoiler or 2 or 5 or 10, I suggest you stick around and hear me out for this one, okay?
Don't mind if I do, good sir.
Now, I went to go see the movie, right? And I have mixed emotions about it. I really do. Visually, the movie was stunning, okay? I gotta give J.J. Abrams, Lucasfilm, and Disney their credit for how visually appealing the movie looks, okay? I'm an action guy in myself anyway, so anything action related, anything flashy, anything explosive, anything clashy, I like that stuff, okay? Now, as far as the initial story is concerned, that's what I'm kind of iffy about.
Tell me just how iffy we're talking.
So, first of all, shout out to Mike Zero, okay? He's another YouTuber, pretty big YouTuber. He does like reviews for movies and stuff, and does like leaks and spoilers and things like that. And he kind of have been keeping track of everything that was going on with episode 9 from like the announcement to the release date of the movie. So shout out to him. If not for him, I probably wouldn't even going to go see the movie myself, okay? But after doing my research and kind of like getting an idea of how this movie was gonna work, and then I went to go see it, a part of me really liked what I seen, but a part of me is still pretty iffy about a couple of things, okay? Last warning, spoilers. If you don't want to see it, click out now, but here they come. So, long story short, Rey, as we all know, we didn't know who she was, okay? She was just, to our understanding, just some outlander, okay? Some scavenger. Spoiler alert, she's a Palpatine. If that makes any sense. She's the granddaughter of Chief Palpatine. We all know him as Emperor Palpatine. She's his granddaughter. Which was, yeah, definitely a twist and a turn that I did not see coming. So towards the end of the movie, this is one of the things I kind of have a little bit of a problem with. She is a Palpatine, but at the end of the movie, she inherits the name Skywalker, okay? And I kind of see why it happened. Like, so the way it worked, okay, so like for example, whenever Rey, her and Kylo end up getting into a fight, right? She beats him. She steals Kylo's TIE silencer and runs off with it. She trashes it somewhere, she blows it up somehow, and she's throwing all the parts and pieces from the silencer into the rubble, into the fire. But then she looks at her saber, and she goes to go toss it, and Force Ghost Luke Skywalker grabs the saber and says a Jedi should treat the weapon with more respect. Now, I'm assuming because of this, and her ended up beating Palpatine in the end, which I still kind of have a problem with as well, in my opinion, but we'll get to that in a second. She ends up beating Palpatine, and I believe since Rey didn't give up on being the Jedi, and she tried to follow Luke, Luke's like way of things, you know what I'm saying? Like she kind of followed in his footsteps a little bit to see to it that she got to understand who she was and what it meant to be a Jedi and things like that. Since she didn't give up towards the end of the movie, you'll see that she's getting off the Millennium Falcon with her and just BB-8. By the way, that droid's fantastic. But gets off the ship and she goes to Luke's homestead on Tatooine. She gets there and she sees this villager and she's like, it's been a long time since people been in these parts. And she goes, who are you? She goes, Rey. Then the villager goes, Rey who? And then Rey looks off into the distance and happens to see Force Ghost Luke and Force Ghost Leia Organa, who is a freaking Jedi, or former Jedi. We'll get to that later as well. And they both smile back at Rey and she goes, I'm Rey Skywalker. Now, here's where I'm kind of like half and half on it, because I understand that she kind of inherited the name by not giving up being the Jedi, and she defeated Palpatine using Leia's and Luke's saber. I get that, and she inherited the name Skywalker. I see where they're coming from with it, but at the same time, a part of me is just like, that's wild, because the one thing her grandfather swore to destroy, and nearly did on several occasions of his decade reigning over the galaxy, his own granddaughter slaps him in the face by becoming a Skywalker. The one thing he was seeking to destroy, the one thing that he wanted by his side at first, but then eventually seek to destroy. So that's what I'm kind of like iffy on, you know. And Leia Organa being a former Jedi, fun fact, after Leia ended up having Kylo, after she got pregnant by Han, she was getting ready to have Kylo Ren, so she gave up her Jedi days, you know. I mean, of course, you can't be a Jedi having the kid in your stomach, I would assume so, but yeah, she was a former Jedi, which I found to be pretty cool. And they gave like a little tidbit of how good she was against Luke, and she done beat Luke in a freaking sparring match. That says a lot to Leia. Like, that means she had the potential to be just as good as Luke, maybe, if not, maybe even a little bit better than him, you know? So that's what happened with that. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, the movie was visually appealing. I gotta give JJ his credit for the visual effects, the saber battles in there, the space battles. It was very appealing to watch. There's parts of the story that had me kind of gripped. There's parts of the story like, what? And that I just watched, like, what? Excuse me? So it's kind of iffy, you know what I'm saying? One of the things Mike Zero said in his video, and I agree with this, I'm going to say it myself, okay? I'm quoting him. It is a little bit better than Episode 7, The Force Awakens, but it's not as good as The Last Jedi. I'm comfortable enough to say that. And there's only one scene in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, that I really liked, and it was the throne room scene. A lot of people hated the throne room scene. I visually liked the throne room scene, how the fight planned out. Granted, it kind of went against how lightsabers work per se. I mean, if you go back and watch all the older trilogies, you see people get dismembered by lightsabers, while these Sith Imperial guards for Snoke are just essentially getting grazed by them somehow, you know what I'm saying? But granted, I mean, if you look into it a little bit deeper, I mean, if you cut somebody, you go into their body and then slice up, I assume that would have sent something everywhere, but that's besides the point. But that was the one scene in Episode 8 that I really did like, was the throne room scene, because I like fight scenes. I'm a martial artist, what do you expect? I like to see fights. So, I don't like to be in them, but I like watching them. But that's my little thing on it. If I honestly had to scale this movie, if it was a little bit better than The Force Awakens, but not as good as The Last Jedi, I would have to put The Rise of Skywalker at a 7. Okay, so that means, in my opinion, The Force Awakens was a bit of an 8, while The Last Jedi was a 6. Okay, I feel like Rise of Skywalker was kind of an in-between thing. But I'm throwing my hat in the arena on this one. I just want to kind of get my opinion out there. This has been Chat Time with Urban Mauler. If you guys want to see more Chat Time segments like this on the gaming channel, and it won't always be gaming either. It'll sometimes just be like just random stuff, how I did with the Kava thing, you know what I'm saying? I kind of had to my arena that one before as well. But I like doing chat times, so if y'all like seeing the chat time, let me know what y'all want to see. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. I do have a separate YouTube account, so if y'all want to see chat time there, I will happily throw that in for you guys. We're ready to get something going from there. But if you are on the edge, if you're kind of iffy on seeing Episode 9, I suggest you go see it. Go see it for yourself. Get your own opinion on it. If you are a diehard Star Wars fan, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, I suggest you go watch the movie for yourself. If you're iffy on seeing it, if you just were not planned on going to see the movie, trust me, you're not missing out on anything. Okay, it was nothing worth putting that $7-8 into, you know what I'm saying? Like it won't hurt you. You'll probably be better off waiting for it to come out on Disney Plus or something, you know. So you're not missing anything if you don't go see it. But if you're kind of iffy about it, like if a part of you wants to go see it and a part of you don't, go see it for yourself. See how you enjoy the movie. Because I was kind of half and half on. I'm being very generous, marking this thing as a 7 in my opinion. I'm sure if I go back and watch it a few more times, my opinion might change for the better or worse. So I'm gonna try to see it again and kind of get a better understanding of what was going on. But I did enjoy. There were parts of me that liked what was going on, but there were parts of me that was kind of iffy about. I'm not gonna say I disliked the movie. The movie was good. It was a satisfying ending to the Skywalker legacy, but it honestly could have been way better. It was only like 2 hours and 22 minutes. Personally, it should have been about 3 hours. Honestly, it really should have. But it didn't make $1 billion in the box office, which is wild. To my understanding, the last I checked, they made like 90 mil. But that's my take on it. You know, episode 9, it was iffy. You know, I was satisfied with what I was watching, but at the same time, you're not missing out on anything if you don't go see, you know. So that's my take on it. But like I said, if y'all got something for me, leave down in the comment box below. Make sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel and you made it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. Make sure you leave a subscribe down below. Until the next one, guys, Urban Mauler out. P.S. I will have another video for you guys other than this one, okay? I've been having some sound trouble with my tech. I finally got it more or less fixed up, so hopefully it'll work out in my next video, okay? If it works out, you guys will see the next video really, really soon, okay? Until next time, Mauler out.